And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2012 USCSA National Championships, here live from Sunday River, Maine, at the beautiful Barker Mountain Base Lodge at the base of the Monday Morning Trail on an absolute glorious Saturday afternoon in the western Maine mountains. Blue skies, temperatures right at 32 degrees, as we are just about 13 minutes away from the second and final run of this 2012 USCSA Men's National Championship Alpine Slalom event. Hi, everybody. Boss Hogg alongside Alex Beatty here in the Barker Broadcast Center, bringing you our final installment of exciting USCSA national broadcast coverage from Sunday River, Maine. And Alex, it has been one heck of a week up here as we have enjoyed the absolute best in collegiate Nordic, Alpine, and snowboard competition here, all part of the 2012 USCSA National Championships. Great for you to join me. This is your first National Championships, and I guess after 5 days of some of this epic competition, you probably have an opinion about how we do things here at the Nationals.
Well, boss, I'm having an awesome time. I can't believe this is the first year I'm here. Sadly, of course, I'm graduating next year. Hopefully I can make it back out to Sun Valley, Idaho, where I'm sure it is absolutely gorgeous, and I'd love to be back here doing more announcing with Boss Hogg.
We have got a big second run on the plate for you today as we get ready to send down 100 of the ski racers. They all finished their first run, although it was a difficult task here earlier this morning, as a four-gate flush about a third of the way up from the finish line here at Sunday River really caused these racers an incredible amount of problems, and we lost about 25% of the field, it seems like, on the first run. But the survivors have survived, and they're going to come down and try to win a national championship here today, all part of our USCSA Radio Network broadcast coverage. The 2012 USCSA National Championships are brought to you in part by Patagonia. Their mission: to build the best product, cause no unnecessary harm, and to use business to inspire and implement solutions to the environmental crisis. Learn more at Patagonia.com. Patagonia, proud supporters of the USCSA. And by Reliable Racing. Whether it's Alpine and Nordic ski racing apparel and equipment, hill and event supplies, sports timing equipment, or just hard-to-find race gear, Reliable Racing is your one-stop shop. Check them out on the web at ReliableRacing.com. Today's USCSA Radio Network broadcast is brought to you by Yeti Apparel. When you're facing truly abominable weather, the Yeti has you covered. Visit them at YetiApparel.com. Yeti, proud supporters of the USCSA. And by Hurricane Racing. When it's custom team Alpine, Nordic, or cycling race apparel you seek, Hurricane Racing delivers. Demand the very best in custom printed ski suits, jackets, pants, and race apparel. Demand Hurricane Racing at hurricaneracing.com, the official sponsors of the 2012 USCSA National Championship. We take the top 30 qualifiers from the morning session. We reverse their order. We call it the flip. And that's the order they'll come down, with the fastest racers in the 30th position. We'll see Weston Traub, Luke Terhart, Ben Middleton, Connor Krell, Connor Clothing, William O'Connor, Rico Erickson, Pal Protz, Nate Hansen, and Austin Taylor. Our first 10 racers out of the gate today in what looks like an absolutely amazing second run set. You know, Alex, we thought we had a hard track here earlier this morning. But it appears that the Sierra Nevada coach, Bronco, has come out here and absolutely set a burner with an amazing four-gate flush with 3 gates to go in the course. So after 2 complete runs of racing, after 59 gates in the first run and 61 gates here in the second run, they're going to throw the most evil 4-gate flush I think I've ever seen right at the end of this run, and it is going to take a true champion to cross the stripe in winning time to win a 2012 national championship.
Well, that's right, boss. Bronco loves to party, and he has set a doozy here. This is going to be very difficult, very tricky and technical course for these racers, but they will thrive. These are the conditions that will crown a national champion, and these racers all want it, boss.
A big run starting at 549 meters up the hill on Monday morning. They'll come down a total of 180 vertical meters, 61 gates with 60 direction changes. Entire 5 combinations throughout the course with this massive 4-gate flush here at the finish line. It is a barn burner up there on Monday morning, and only the finest are going to survive this second run of the men's final championship. Our fastest qualifier in the morning session from Rocky Mountain College, it's Ollie Freiberg. He came down in a time of 48.55, but right behind him, from University of Nevada, Reno, it's Aldo Balabio with a 49.20. Luca Rico from Sierra Nevada College, third fastest after the first run. He's followed by Michael Bisnair from the University of British Columbia. And then 2 Rocky Mountain College teammates, Anton Larson and Harold Carlson. Everybody stuck right in the 48 to 50-second range. But with a course like we're looking at this afternoon under blue skies here at Sunday River, it could be anybody's race. Who's going to want it the most? That's the big question. And we're just minutes away from finding out, as we are just a couple of minutes from forerunners, and then we'll be on to racer number 1 in the second run of the men's final championship run for the slalom competition, part of the 2012 USCSA National Championships. Our final broadcast here from Sunday River should be exciting. And while we get ready for the start of this men's second run, we look to our left here, and part of the snowboard halfpipe competition and the skier halfpipe competition still going on in a monster halfpipe they've built here at Sunday River. Walls as high as 18 feet. They just shaved it down for the final time with a Zog groomer last night. We had cold temperatures come in around 1 o'clock in the morning. It froze it rock solid, and it is just an incredible course to see these snowboarders and skiers coming down in the halfpipe competition. So, folks, if you're anywhere near the western mountains of Maine, we invite you to come on down to Sunday River right now for incredible collegiate USCSA competition taking place all afternoon. It's our 5th day of competition here in Sunday River. We fired things up Tuesday with the ladies and men's snowboard giant slalom right here on the Monday morning trail. Then Alpine competition began on Wednesday with the women's giant slalom. It was won by Matea Firk from Sierra Nevada College. Then on Thursday, we came back for the men's giant slalom, won by Sierra Nevada's Yaka Yazbek in an incredible upset of his teammate Marcus Plyer. Then yesterday, in the war between Matea Firk and Brown University's Kaya Mosenthal. Mosenthal, in her senior year and her final run of her collegiate career, wins the USCSA National Championship in the ladies slalom. Who is it going to be today? Will it be Ollie Freiberg? Will it be Aldo Balabio? Will it be Luca Rico or Michael Bisnair? Can Anton Larson or Harold Carlson come from behind to take the gold here today at Sunday River? Just moments away as our forerunners now make their way down the course. An honor to be selected here in a men's national championship for a forerunner position. As we take a look at M. Corrigan, our first forerunner, let's take a look at the course as they start out from the start shack, straight down the middle. It's a 3-gate flush here at the bottom, not a 4-gate flush, so I wanted to recount. But they start at the top of this Monday morning trail from the shack straight into a head wall. And Alex, it looks like they have set the course right down the middle in the steepest part of that head wall in the top third of this run.
Absolutely, boss. Very steep up there. Not nearly as many gates as at the bottom. It's going to be very fast. They're going to be carrying a lot of speed there into the flats where the course weaves back and forth across the run. Some direction changes there. It's going to be tough for these racers, boss.
The top third then comes into a flat section, and then in the middle section right down the center head wall here on Monday morning. They'll send the racers to the skiers' left with a hard right boot turn right in the middle of that section of the head wall. Then things flatten out, and they swing the racers all the way back to the right-hand side of the run as they weave their way down to the bottom. It is then that the nuclear part of the leg, the lactic acid, starts to flow, and 3 gates of a flush tight together here in the final 5 gates of this run should prove to be an incredible challenge for these racers. Our second forerunner now, D. O'Brien on course, making his way through the three-gate flush, as you can see. And folks, keep your eyes right here at the bottom part of the race course, because we may see a national championship lost or won in the final 5 gates of what is going to be an amazingly technically difficult run here on the Monday Morning Trail. Now our final forerunner is on course, Jay Bennett, coming down from the top. Of course, we take the top 30 times from the morning session. We flip them, reverse their order. That is the starting order here. Weston Traub is atop the mountain now, awaiting his second run. He'll be first out of the gate. And you wonder, Alex, what is going through the minds of these racers, because they had an opportunity to slip this course during the break between the first and second session. And you know, when they got to the bottom and they saw this three-gate flush, I'll bet some jaws dropped and some eyebrows went through the helmet.
That's right, boss. A very sharp turn there leading into that flush. It's going to pose a problem for a lot of racers, but of course, this is the national championships. We're going to crown a champion today, and these racers are going to hold nothing back. They're going to put everything on the line. Every ounce of strength, endurance, and stamina will be required, boss. It's going to be a great run.
That's why they call it a national championship. The best of the best. We separate the boys from the men here in run number 2 as we are about to get started. Our TD for the race today is Charlie Burnham, the referee, B. Zagar, and the chief of race, B. Brown. Of course, Bronco from Sierra Nevada College setting the second run here. 61 gates with 60 direction changes, 5 combinations throughout the run, 180 vertical meters of pure difficulty for these racers. And it looks like Weston Traub from Hobart College. He is ready to go at the top as the final course preparations are taking place. The gate keepers now getting into place. All of the judges and referees are ready to go under blue skies with 33-degree temperatures on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon here at Sunday River, Maine. We're glad you're joining us on the World Wide Web at www.uscsa.com. All part of 5 days of National Championship USCSA Radio Broadcast Network coverage. And we're glad you are with us. If you are fortunate enough to be here live at the Barker Mountain Competition Center, you can see the USCSA has an incredible venue set up for snowboard and skiers in the half pipe today. And then right next door, it is the Alpine Slalom Run. And the men 1 minute away from dropping in. Anything could happen here in run number 2. It's anyone's race, especially when you stare at a course this tough. Weston Traub now just seconds away from his second run. He'll be followed by Luke Terhart from the University of British Columbia. Good representation from British Columbia this year at the National Championships. And it looks like we are underway as Weston Traub from Hobart College, wearing bib number 43, on the bubble after the first run, qualifying 30th fastest. He makes his way safely through the top third, and now into the center head wall comes Traub. Traub is skiing well, letting the hips and the edges do all the work while trying to maintain a good, solid, and still body position pointing down the hill on the line. Through the center section comes Traub into the lower third. Weston Traub from Hobart College has a good second run coming here. But we're going to take a look at this final three-gate flush. The legs are on fire right now. Here comes Traub into the flush. And he navigates the flush well, and across the stripe comes Weston Traub from Hobart College with a second run time of 54.49, and that puts Weston Traub atop your leaderboard here for the men's final slalom run. Now it's Luke Terhart from the University of British Columbia. Into the lower third comes Terhart. He's skiing well. These racers will hold nothing back. It takes it all to win a national championship here today. Now it's Luke Terhart from British Columbia. His teammate Ben Middleton dropping in from the start shack and into the flush. And the final 3 gates comes Terhart, and across the stripe it's Luke Terhart in a time of 54.82. Good enough for second. Ben Middleton from University of British Columbia makes it through the top third into the center section head wall. Then at the bottom of the head wall, as it starts to flatten out, they swing the racers hard to the skier's right. Now smoothly comes Ben Middleton as he makes his way into the lower third in the final 20 gates. 60 direction changes on this vicious course on Monday morning. It's Ben Middleton from the University of British Columbia. Now into the 3-gate flush comes Middleton with 4 gates to go. And he gets through. And across the stripe, it's Ben Middleton with a time of 55.60. Weston Traub from Hobart, still your leader. He's followed by British Columbia's Luke Terhart. And in third place, also from British Columbia, Ben Middleton. But Connor Krell, now from University of Massachusetts, on course. And Krell has a tough time through the center section. He came over the head wall, tried to make the turn into the gates as they moved back to the skier's left. And Connor Krell having difficulty navigating down the head wall. He's going to have to hike to make the gate. He wants to finish the run and show up in the final result standings, and it looks like he has. So Connor Krell back on course. But that'll just about end any hopes Krell had for a national championship today. And Krell now having more difficulty as he gets into the lower third, and it looks like Krell has skied out. And that's going to be the end of the day for UMass's Connor Krell. A tough break as he had to hike, Alex, up on the head wall in the middle section and then got shot out of one of the gates here in the lower part of the course to end his day.
That's right, boss. It was the hike that did him in. Those legs were burning as he made his way down the course. It just couldn't hold up in the conditions, boss.
Now on course, Michigan State University's Connor Cloeting. Cloeting has a good run going as he makes his way past the halfway mark. He's 4th fastest in the intermediate split. He'll have to pour it on in the bottom to move ahead of Weston Traub. Into the lower third comes Cloeting from Michigan State University. He'll be followed by William O'Connor, who now drops in from Clarkson University. Sierra Nevada's Rico Erickson's next. Meanwhile, into the 3-gate flush comes Connor Cloeting from Michigan State. And across the stripe, it's Cloeting in a time of 55.91, good enough for 4th position. So it's Cloeting, Middleton, Terhart, and Traub, still the fastest 25 racers to come, as William O'Connor from Clarkson University is on the head wall, making his way through the center section into the lower third. Now to the flats. The run swings all the way to the skier's right. He's skiing well, moving the hips left to right, letting the edges do the work. Here comes William O'Connor from Clarkson University. And now dropping in from the top, it's Sierra Nevada College's Rico Erickson. Meanwhile, at the bottom, William O'Connor from Clarkson gets through the flush, and to the stripe comes O'Connor. He punches it across in 54.53. 54.53, and that's good enough for the lead. So Clarkson University's William O'Connor takes over from Western Traub. It's O'Connor, Traub, Terhart, Middleton, and Cloeting, your top 5. Still the fastest 24 to come. And Rico Erickson has a blistering run going. 28.8 in the intermediate split box. He's in the lead from Sierra Nevada College. Into the final 15 gates comes Rico Erickson. Erickson skiing well. Now through the flush. He's through, and now across the stripe comes Erickson, and Erickson takes the lead. Sierra Nevada College's Rico Erickson, your new leader here in the men's final of the slalom. Now high atop the mountain, it's Pal Protz from St. Olaf College. Protz with a great run earlier this morning in 53.11, good enough for 23rd place. He'll have to pour it on as he makes his way into the lower third. Pal Protz from St. Olaf College. Now into the final 20 gates comes Protz. He'll be followed by Nate Hansen from St. Olaf, the teammate. 15 gates to go for Protz. Protz now trying to hold on. The legs are tired. He is focused on the finish line. He gets through the flush, and across the stripe, it's Pal Protz, and he takes the lead. St. Olaf College's Pal Protz, now your new leader ahead of Rico Erickson, William O'Connor, Western Traub, and Luke Terhart. Nate Hansen from St. Olaf College now on course wearing bib 88. He was 22nd fastest after the morning run with a 52.64. He'll be followed by British Columbia's Austin Taylor. As Nate Hansen successfully navigates the top 2/3 of this course into the bottom section now. These racers are tired as they get here to the finish. And a tight gate set with the 3-gate flush coming up now for Nate Hansen. Hansen gets through. And now Hansen across the stripe. And he takes the lead in a combined time of 1:46.09. So Nate Hansen from St. Olaf College, your new leader, here in run number 2 of the 2012 USCSA Men's Slalom National Championship. Alex, while we take a short break here, a course hold as they clean things up. No, check that. It looks like we're back underway again as British Columbia's Austin Taylor wearing bib 83, 21st fastest after the morning session with a first time of 52.61. Now Taylor out of the top head wall into the middle section. A little late on the gates as he comes down the middle head wall. Now they'll shoot him back to the skier's right. A total balance of physical conditioning with mental fortitude. That's what it's going to take today to win the gold. As Austin Taylor from the University of British Columbia makes his way into the lower third with 10 gates to go. Here comes Austin Taylor from British Columbia. Will it be enough to overtake Nate Hansen? Into the 3-gate flush. It's Taylor. And now across the stripe comes Taylor. And a combined time of 1:46.77. Only good enough for 4th place. So your top 3 from Sierra Nevada College, it's Rico Erickson in 3rd. Pal Protz from St. Olaf in 2nd. And his teammate, Nate Hansen, still in the lead. But A.J. Oliver from Rocky Mountain College, he wants to change it all as he makes his way out of the center section into the lower third. Here comes A.J. Oliver from Rocky Mountain College. He'll be followed by Nevada Reno's Zach Fretz. Oliver wearing bib 78, 20th fastest. He's 6th fastest at the intermediate split shack. He'll have to pour it on here in the bottom to take the lead. He's trying as A.J. Oliver through the flush into the final gate and across the stripe comes Oliver with a combined time of 1:46.91. Good enough for 5th place. Now high above the Monday morning trail, it's University of Nevada Reno, Zach Fretz. He'll be followed by Alex Rose, local hero from the University of Maine at Farmington. Fretz now successfully gets through the center section into the lower third. Here comes Zach Fretz from the University of Nevada Reno. He was 4th fastest at the split shack. He too will have to pour it on here at the bottom to overtake a Nate Hansen, who sits in the corral and waits for the fastest racer still to come. And now across the stripe comes Zach Fretz. And Fretz with a combined time of 1:46.59, only good enough for 3rd place. So Hansen holds off another racer. It's Hansen, Protz, Fretz, Erickson, and Taylor, your top 5. Now from the University of Maine at Farmington, Alex Rose wearing bib 12, 17th fastest after the first run. He had a time of 52.47. Alex Rose has skied Sunday River before. He knows this mountain as well as any of them. As he makes his way into the lower third and 15 gates to go for Rose. Nathan Ord from Whitman College now on course. But it's a wild ride for Alex Rose as he makes his way into the flush. And now to the finish line comes Alex Rose from the University of Maine at Farmington with a combined time of 1:48.94, good enough for 10th place. Still the 17 fastest skiers to come as Nathan Ord navigates his way down the head wall. He'll get into the flats and reach the final third for Nathan Ord from Whitman College. No reason to hold back here. This is the last men's race of the day and the year. And for many of these graduating seniors, the last collegiate race of their lives. They're going to let it all hang out, just like Nathan Ord is doing here in the final 8 gates. Whitman College's Nathan Ord. He was 17th fastest after the morning session, and he crosses the stripe in a 1:47.65. Only good enough for 7th place. So Nate Hansen, he's thrown down the marker here early in run number 2 of this men's national championship. Kevin Dacos now from Babson College. He's on course. Coming out of the center section into the lower third comes Dacos, and Dacos missed a gate. He missed a gate. He'll have to hike. Kevin Dacos He missed a gate. It appears he's back on course now. We'll see if, in fact, that gate was missed. It certainly scrubbed all the speed. Alex, could you have a good look at it?
I couldn't see which gate he missed, boss, but as you write it, he did scrub all of his speed. That is the most important thing. We'll go to the gate judges to see what happened up there, but he will finish, boss, and he will get a time for now.
Indeed, Babson College's Kevin Dacos with a 153.13. Puts him in 14th position, so no change in the top 5. It's Taylor, Erickson, Fretz, Protz, and still from St. Olaf College, Nate Hansen leading the charge. But Cole Skinner from the University of Massachusetts wants to change that. Wearing bib number 3, 15th fastest after the first run. Into the final 15 gates comes Skinner from the University of Massachusetts. Skinner was 14th fastest in the intermediate split shack. He'll have to have some serious speed to overtake the lead. And across the stripe comes Skinner in a combined time of 149.71. It's not good enough. Nate Hansen from St. Olaf College. He is 1 by 1 picking off the field. Could it be an unbelievable day for Nate Hansen? Still the fastest, 14 racers to go. Clarkson University's Cedric Dubois. He's on course now. Qualified in the first run with a 52.17. It was 14th fastest. He was 11th fastest after the split shack. He too will have to pour it on. It looks like some of these racers, Alex, having a tough time at the top of this hill. As Cedric Dubois from Clarkson University now punching across the stripe in 147.43. Good enough for 7th place. But here comes the University of Colorado's Brian Kazar. Kazar successfully skiing the top 3rd down the headwall in the center section, and he's on a wild ride. But he's able to recover using all the core strength he's got. Here comes Brian Kazar from the University of Colorado. He makes it through into the lower 3rd. Now does he have enough left? He has to put the body together with the mind to get through the last 15 gates here on run number 2. University of Colorado's Brian Kazar, 7th fastest at the split shack. He too will have to pour it on. With 3 gates to go, here comes Brian Kazar. And across the stripe in 146 flat, he takes the lead. Brian Kazar now, your new leader from the University of Colorado with a great lower 3rd run. He really poured it on, Alex.
Absolutely, boss. He was cruising there. Really strong run. He finished 4th overall for the 2nd run, but that was good to put him into 1st with a combined time.
Bjorn Twas now from Rocky Mountain College. Twas skiing well here in the lower 3rd as he makes his way into the final 10 gates. He was 8th fastest at the split shack. Will it be enough for him to overtake Brian Kazar? Here comes Bjorn Twas, and across the stripe in 145.52. It's Bjorn Twas, and he's your new leader. Rocky Mountain College's Bjorn Twas now in the 1st slot. He's followed by Colorado's Brian Kazar and St. Olaf's Nate Hansen in the 3rd position. Still the fastest, 11 racers to come as Bart Flynn from Hobart College, wearing bib number 7, makes his way out of the center section into the lower 3rd. He was 11th fastest qualifier with a 51.84 in run number 1 this morning. But it's all changing here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Sunday River, Maine, as Bart Flynn from Hobart College makes his way past the final gate and across the stripe. It's Flynn in 147.38. Good enough for 9th place. Now Max Lund from St. Olaf College, bib 34, 10th fastest after the first run with a 51.36. Lund now from St. Olaf, past the halfway mark. He's 2nd fastest at the split shack. He has a chance to take the lead. Max Lund into the lower 3rd with 15 gates to go. He'll be followed by Northeastern University's Rob Visconti, who's now on course. But at the bottom, Max Lund from St. Olaf College, letting it all hang out. He wants to overtake Bjorn Twas. Will it be enough for Max Lund now across the stripe? And it is the new leader from St. Olaf College at a 144.73. It's Max Lund. Now Northeastern University's Rob Visconti, wearing bib 26. He was 9th fastest with a 51.31 in the morning session. Rob Visconti has had an opportunity after an impressive performance at the regional championships 2 weeks ago. He wants gold here at Sunday River. Will it be enough for Rob Visconti? From Northeastern University into the final 7 gates. Here's the 3-gate flush for Visconti. He gets through, and now he punches across the stripe. Good enough for 3rd place for Rob Visconti and a 145.80. Now Marcus Plyer, Sierra Nevada College's superstar Alpine racer, on course. 8th fastest with a 51.15 earlier today. Wearing bib 62, it's Marcus Plyer with a disappointing giant slalom second run that cost him a national title. He wants to try to avenge what happened here 48 hours ago today. Marcus Plyer from Sierra Nevada College, now skiing well. Into the final 15 gates comes Plyer. Plyer knows how to do it. He's got technical prowess. Here's the final 3-gate flush for Plyer. And now across the stripe comes Plyer, and he takes the lead. Marcus Plyer in a 144.10. He's your new leader. From Sierra Nevada College, it's Marcus Plyer, followed by St. Olaf's Max Lund, Bjorn Twas from Rocky Mountain in 3rd, Rob Visconti from Northeastern in 4th, and rounding out your top 5 from the University of Colorado, it's Brian Kazar. Now from St. Olaf, Håkan Schoenhader. Hader wearing bib 53, 7th fastest this morning in run 1. Håkan Schoenhader. Into the final 15 gates comes Schoenhader. And now Harold Carlson from Rocky Mountain on track. And into the final gate and across the stripe comes Håkan Schoenhader. And Schoenhader, your new leader from St. Olaf. Fast and furious lead changes here in run number 2 of the men's final. With a 142.97, Schoenhader now your leader. Still the fastest, 6 skiers to come. Harold Carlson awaits he's on course, check that. Here into the bottom 3rd comes Harold Carlson from Rocky Mountain College. He'll be followed by his teammate Anton Larson. Carlson finishing 6th after the first run with a 50.58. It's anybody's race here as Harold Carlson from Rocky Mountain now punching the last gate and across the stripe into the corral comes Harold Carlson, and it's not enough. 2nd place finish for Harold Carlson. He sits 2nd on the leaderboard behind Håkan Schoenhader. But now coming out of the top 3rd into the middle section, it is Rocky Mountain College's Anton Larson. 5th fastest this morning. Only 4 faster skiers to come down. Whose day is it going to be? Who will win today's 2012 Men's Slalom National Title? Harold Carlson from Rocky Mountain College, now into the final 20 gates, and he is skiing well. Really using the edges, trying to keep the body straight. It's all they have here in the final 5 gates as Anton Larson from Rocky Mountain College. He crosses the stripe in 142.98, but it's not enough. Throws Larson into 2nd place. So St. Olaf's Håkan Schoenhader still your leader. Rocky Mountain's Anton Larson and a teammate Harold Carlson in the 2nd and 3rd slot. But University of British Columbia's Michael Bisner is on course, wearing bib 2. He was the 2nd ski racer to come out of the gates in run number 1. 4th fastest time at a 49.27. Now we're getting into the real speedsters. Michael Bisner, 2nd fastest at the split shack. He's going to have to pour it on to overtake Håkan Schoenhader as Michael Bisner comes into the lower 3rd. 15 gates to go for Bisner. All the way from the West Coast in the University of British Columbia, it's Mike Bisner. Bisner now with 5 gates to go into the final 3-gate flush. He gets through, and here comes Bisner across the stripe, and he takes the lead. Michael Bisner from the University of British Columbia, your new leader. Here ahead of St. Olaf's Håkan Schoenhader and Anton Larson from Rocky Mountain College in 3rd. Still the fastest 3 to come. Luca Rico from Sierra Nevada College, moving like a tremendous machine down the head wall. Here at Sunday River, Luca Rico can taste the national championship. Luca Rico now making his way into the lower 3rd. Will it be enough to overtake Michael Bisner from the University of British Columbia? The split shack is 7th. He's going to have to really pour it on. Luca Rico needs to let it all hang out if he has any hopes for a national title here today. Here comes Sierra Nevada College's Luca Rico into the final 3 gates. And into the flush, it's Rico. Will it be enough? Luca Rico across the stripe, and it is. Luca Rico from Sierra Nevada College with a 141.65. It's good enough for the top position. But still the best 2 skiers to come down. Aldo Balamio from the University of Nevada in Reno. He's now on course into the top 3rd in the head wall. Calls Balamio. Aldo Balamio from the University of Nevada and Reno. second fastest after the first run with a 49.20. He's wearing unlucky bib 13, but he loves it. Aldo Balabio from the University of Nevada in Reno makes his way down the center section head wall into the lower third. Here comes Balabio from Nevada Reno. Will it be enough to take over Sierra Nevada College's Luca Rico? Rico now in the finish corral, biting his nails, shooting fire out of his eyes at Balabio, but Balabio can't see it because he wants to win. With 3 gates to go, here comes Balabio across the stripe, and he takes the lead. Your new leader, Aldo Balabio from the University of Nevada in Reno with a lightning-fast combined time of 141.96. One faster skier to come. It's Ollie Freiberg from Rocky Mountain College. He's being held in the start shack. They're making final course adjustments. The suspense just continues to build. Who is it going to be? Will it be Luca Rico from Sierra Nevada College? Or is it going to belong to Rocky Mountain College's Ollie Freiberg? And now the championship run for Ollie Freiberg begins. Into the top section, Freiberg now. It's Ollie Freiberg into the middle part of the course. He'll shoot back over the head wall to the left now. Freiberg is skiing well. Here comes Ollie Freiberg from Rocky Mountain College. Successfully navigates the center part of the course. And now into the lower third flaps comes Ollie Freiberg. Freiberg wants a national championship. Luca Rico at the base from Sierra Nevada College. He is currently atop your leaderboard, but Freiberg is moving like a tremendous machine. Here comes Ollie Freiberg from Rocky Mountain College. 3 gates to go for Freiberg. It's a clean run. Will it be enough? Yes! Ollie Freiberg from Rocky Mountain College across the stripe in 139.97. And Ollie Freiberg will win the 2012 USCSA Men's National Championship for the Alpine Slalom competition. An incredible run from Ollie Freiberg. The fastest run of the afternoon session puts Freiberg atop. He will win gold today here on the Monday Morning Trail and beautiful Sunday Rivermaid. Exciting Alpine slalom racing for the men here today. Alex, it doesn't get any better than that.
You're absolutely right, boss. That was spectacular. He just blew everyone out of the water. Ollie Freiberg crushing both runs almost by a full second in each run. He dominated the day, boss, and he's going to take home the hardware.
So the day belongs to Rocky Mountain College's Ollie Freiberg with a lightning-fast run of 51.39. It was a second and a half faster than Balabio was able to lay down in run number 2. Balabio had to have a better run to compete, but boy, Ollie Freiberg, he let it all hang out here today, and Freiberg will be your 2012 USCSA National Championship. Let's go down your top 10. It's Bjorn Twas in the 10th slot from Rocky Mountain. Then Max Lund from St. Olaf in 9th. Marcus Plyer, also from Sierra Nevada, in 8th. 7th place belongs to Harold Carlson from Rocky Mountain College. Then it's Anton Larson, also from Rocky Mountain, in 6th. Rounding out your top 5, Hakan Schoenhader from St. Olaf College. In the 4th position. Check that, in the 5th position. 4th belongs to Michael Bisner from the University of British Columbia. Aldo Balabio from the University of Nevada, Reno in 3rd. Luca Rico in 2nd place from Sierra Nevada College. But today it belongs to Ollie Freiberg, wearing bib number 4. Skiing for Rocky Mountain College, he is your new slalom national champion. Wow is all I can say, Alex Beatty.
That's right, boss. Ridiculous. This was fantastic skiing performance by Ollie Freiberg and the entire Rocky Mountain College team. They are sitting comfortably atop the leaderboard right now. Rocky Mountain in 1st, followed by Sierra Nevada College standing in 2nd, and St. Olaf in 3rd, with University of British Columbia and Clarkson on the bubble. But I don't think, barring some unbelievable performance from one of their racers later in the pack, that they'll be able to come back and win this. The day belongs to Rocky Mountain, with Sierra Nevada and St. Olaf getting silver and bronze, respectively, boss.
You know, Alex, Luca Rico from Sierra Nevada College, sitting here in the finish corral. You know when he saw Aldo Balabio from Nevada Reno, who had qualified faster than him in the first run this morning. You know when he saw him cross the stripe and Rico still in the lead. Balabio not able to overtake Rico. All he had was one racer left. It was Ali Freiberg. And Freiberg was going to have nothing to do with Luca Rico winning a national championship. So Freiberg laid it all out. He left nothing on the table. And that is how you win a national championship here at the USCSA.
Absolutely. Truly a clutch performance by Ali Freiberg. He deserves the gold, boss, and he's going to get it.
We will hand out the hardware at 3:30 this afternoon right here at the base of Barker Mountain. And Ali Freiberg will be standing there awaiting his gold medal and national championship here at the 2012 USCSA Nationals. So congratulations to Rocky Mountain College's Ali Freiberg, your champion here today on the Monday Morning Trail. Now back to live action. Let's go over some times of folks that have come down since Ali Freiberg passed the stripe. It was David Simon from Clarkson University coming by in a 155.22, good enough for 35th position. Ben Hanna also across the stripe from Castleton College in a 151.10. That'll put Ben Hanna in 29th slot. Tomek Dobransky from Penn State University also into the corral with a 152.12, good enough for 32nd position. And then just touched out by Patrick Papp from the Naval Academy in a 152.07, puts Papp in the 31st slot. Gregory LaFrance from Babson University across the stripe in 151.66, good enough for 30th position. Jeffrey Jaka from University of Idaho down in 152.70, good enough for 33rd, and just crossing the finish line. From the U.S. Naval Academy, it's midshipman Stephen Schmidt with a combined time of 156.19, good enough for 36th slot. Now back to live action into the lower third from Clarkson University. Here comes Christian Perryman. He's followed by Whitman College's Chris McChesney. And Chad Hawkins from Castleton awaits his second run from the top. Now across the finish line into the corral comes Clarkson University's Christian Perryman. Perryman with a combined time of 153.83 puts him in 35th slot. And now McChesney from Whitman College. Skiing out of Sugarloaf, USA, here comes Chris McChesney. Chad Hawkins from Castleton College on course wearing bib 48. He'll be followed by Nicholas Balta from Cornell. 10 gates to go for Chris McChesney. McChesney starting in the 107th position earlier this morning, so he got to really see what a beat-up slalom race course looks like. But he had a good run. He finished 40th fastest after the first run. And McChesney from Whitman College across the stripe in a 151.58, and he improves on that to 30th position. So a good run for Whitman College's Chris McChesney. And now here into the lower third comes Chad Hawkins from Castleton College. Hawkins missing a gate, so he is hiking furiously as the racers are still coming down. It looks like he is going to make the gate. Now he's just going to have to focus and hope the lactic acid hasn't turned to concrete inside his thighs as he makes his way through the final three-gate flush. And Chad Hawkins now with a finishing time of 2:08.29. But most importantly, Castleton's Hawkins is going to make the final sheet here. And it looks like we've got a racer down from Cornell University, Nicholas Balta. He was 38th fastest after the split shack. But Balta looked like he might have hooked a gate up here with about 10 to go, Alex. I didn't see it, and that's going to be the end of the day for Nicholas Balta.
That's exactly what happened, boss. Looks like he lost his helmet, too. Good thing he's okay. Of course, Nick Balta, the freshman from Cornell, really the face of this Cornell Carnival team. It looks like he is in some serious pain. We hope he's okay, boss.
He will go get checked out down at the Med Center. We'll make sure Balta's okay for you. CJ Piero now from Syracuse crossing the stripe in a combined time of 154.12. So a good run for Syracuse's C.J. Piero, good enough for 37th position. Let's quickly run down your top 20. Cedric Dubois from Clarkson in the 20th position. It's Hobart's Bart Flynn in 19th. A.J. Oliver from Rocky Mountain College in the 18th slot. 17th belongs to Austin Taylor from British Columbia. And in 16th position from Sierra Nevada, it's Rico Erickson. Wearing bib 73 from Cornell University, now into the final 5 gates, it's Joseph Damari. And Damari across the stripe in a combined time of 1:53.60, good enough for 36th position. He'll be followed by Babson College's Clark Chamberlain. Back to the countdown in 15th position, University of Nevada, Reno's Zach Fretz. Pal Protz from St. Olaf in the 14th slot. His teammate Nate Hansen in 13th. Then it's the University of Colorado's Brian Kazar in 12th. Northeastern University's Rob Visconti in the 11th slot. Rounding out your top 10, Bjorn Twas from Rocky Mountain College. In the 9th position, Max Lund from St. Olaf. Sierra Nevada's Marcus Plyer in 8th. 7th belongs to Rocky Mountain's Harold Carlson. And in 6th, Carlson's teammate from Rocky Mountain, Anton Larson. Back to live action with 3 gates to go at the bottom. Babson College's Clark Chamberlain. Now punches the last gate across the stripe into the corral comes Chamberlain. Chamberlain with a combined time of 2:14.65. He struggled there on the run, but he made the finish line, and he will be on the final results sheet here from the 2012 men's final of the USCSA Slalom Championships. Cameron Geller now on course from UMass, wearing bib 60, 45th fastest in the morning session. He'll be followed by Sam Ricker from the University of Maine at Farmington. Into the final gates comes Cameron Geller, crossing the stripe in 1:54.89. And now all alone on the center head wall, it's the University of Maine Farmington Samuel Ricker. Sporting one of the most hideous mullet haircuts we've ever seen next to his teammate Josh Cooley. Ricker's been skiing his whole life up at Sugarloaf, coached by his father, Harry Ricker, the coach of University of Maine Farmington. Here comes Sam Ricker wearing bib 33. He was 46th fastest after the morning run. Now Ricker, with 6 gates to go into the final flush, comes Sam Ricker from Maine Farmington. And now Ricker punching the final gate and across the stripe in a time of 1:57.33. But Ricker will receive the worst haircut of the year award at tonight's final banquet. So he will not go home empty-handed, undoubtedly. As Ricky Beneducci from Babson College now on course into the lower third. And dropping in at the top, it's Syracuse University's Ryan Leake. Six gates to go now for Ricky Beneducci from Babson College. Beneducci punching the last gate and across the stripe into the corral. It's Ricky Beneducci with a combined time of 1:56.95. Good enough for 46th position. Back to our top 5 finishers. In 5th from St. Olaf College, Hakan Schoenhader. Michael Bisnair from the University of British Columbia in 4th. Aldo Balabio from University of Nevada, Reno in 3rd. Sierra Nevada College's Luca Rico, who thought he might squeak a national championship out here, having to wait till the final runner, Ollie Freiberg, to come down, but it wasn't enough because the day belongs to Rocky Mountain College's Ollie Freiberg, winning the men's slalom here at Sunday River.
Look, boss, the clouds have decided to show up. The lighting has definitely gotten a lot flatter. It's going to be hard for these racers to see the conditions of the snow as they come down. So it'll require just an extra amount of determination, a drive to just simply ignore these snow conditions and set those edges and really drive towards the finish, boss.
Ryan Leake now across the stripe from Syracuse in 1:56.59. That's good enough for 46th position. And now coming into the finish corral, it is Tyler Smith, the Nittany Lion from Penn State University. And he crosses in a 1:58.43, good enough for 45th. Now it's Travis Soderquist from the University of Idaho. Of course, the USCSA National Championship moving back west in 2013 to beautiful Sun Valley. Soderquist will be almost at home for that competition, but now he is far away on the East Coast at Sunday River, making his way through the final 3 gates into the corral. It's Travis Soderquist with a combined time of 158.60 from the University of Idaho. That's good enough for 46th place for Soderquist. Now Carl Robacek from Castleton College. He'll be followed by Sierra Nevada's Jaka Yazbek, the men's giant slalom national champion 48 hours ago. And Yazbek now making his way down the head wall into the center section. Meanwhile, here at the bottom, Carl Robacek from Castleton College. He comes across a stripe in a time of 158 flat, good enough for 45th. Jaka Yazbek now into the lower third. He was 52nd fastest on the first run because he had some problems at the top, but he is piling it on here on the second run. 8th fastest in the intermediate split shack. Jaka Yazbek, your 2012 men's GS national champion, makes his way into the final gates. Punching across the stripe is Yazbek with a combined time of 150.82. 29th position for Yazbek, but most importantly, a second run time of 52.54, which is the 5th fastest time. So if Yazbek could have had a better first run, you know he too would have been in the hunt for a national championship here today.
And no surprises there, boss. A really strong skier in Jaka Yazbek, of course, the giant slalom champion. He is 19 years old, a freshman originally from Slovenia, computer science major, and you'd think he's totally fearless, boss. Just such a strong competitor in the giant slalom and in the slalom, but apparently I have here that he is deathly afraid of spiders. Of course, spiders are terrifying creatures, and I don't blame Jaka Yazbek for his fear, boss.
Well, I'm glad we didn't give that information to the rest of the field before the men's giant slalom. There probably would have been 800 spiders sitting around the kid's ski bag as he walked into the base lodge. That has certainly had a mental effect on him, but no, nothing was going to take him out of the zone here on a Thursday afternoon as Jaka Yazbek wins the men's giant slalom in convincing style as a result of Marcus Pleer really going for it in the second run and blowing out. Devin Dymek from Penn State Alatoona. He crossed the stripe in a 2:03.93, good enough for 50th. And now from the University of Minnesota Duluth into the finish corral comes Corey Panuski with a time of 158.40, good enough for 47th slot. Jacob Moret from University of Minnesota Duluth on course, and now dropping in from the start shack, it's the Naval Academy's William Lavis. He'll be followed by Nels Ronigan from the University of Minnesota in Duluth. Meanwhile, back to live action here at the bottom, Jacob Moret from the University of Minnesota Duluth. He crosses a stripe in a combined time of 2:00.08. That's good enough for 50th position. William Lavis from the Naval Academy, qualified 56th fastest, wearing bib number 61. Lavis now on course, out of the top third into the middle section, and he struggles. He got a ski high there as he came over the head wall. The pitch change really threw him a curveball, and it looks like William Lavis from the Naval Academy is skied out. And that's going to be the end of the day for the midshipmen.
And boss, it looks like that we have a car in the middle of the road in the parking lot, license plate number 8AR110, Massachusetts tags.
Okay, back to ski racing now. Nels Ronigan wearing bib number 18 from the University of Minnesota Duluth into the top third and struggling right out of the start gate. Now he's back on course, Nels Ronigan. Now Ronigan out of the top third into the center section. Jacob Moret from Minnesota Duluth crosses stripe in 2:00.08. If you wait long enough, maybe we'll announce the lottery numbers here for today's lottery drawing. Somebody can bring us those. Bottom third comes Nels Ronigen from the University of Minnesota Duluth. Tyler Rengenscheid from University of Minnesota Duluth now on course into the center section. With 3 gates to go, it's Nels Ronigen from Minnesota Duluth, and across the stripe in a combined time of 2:06.45 is Nels Ronigen.
Looks like Ronigen just tore out a gate. Didn't even tear the gate out. He just broke it right in half. It snapped, and it's gliding down the course right now. Or no, sorry, just down the trail out of the course, so the course is clear. But look at that gate fly, boss.
He was not going to let it come out of the snow. He said, I'll just take it with me. Nels Ronigen, a mean gate snapper. Tyler Rengenscheid, meanwhile, from Minnesota Duluth, gets through the final flush into the finish corral in a time of 1:58.69. Wearing bib 55 from Northern Michigan University, it's Andrew Becker. Becker, 59 fastest after the morning run. Al Becker through the middle section into the lower third. Sam Wallace from Hobart College is coming up next. But a big day for Rocky Mountain College's Ollie Freiberg. Taking home the national title, Luca Rico, the runner-up slot. He'll receive silver here at the award ceremony today. Meanwhile, Andrew Becker from Northern Michigan University. The fire in the legs just became too much. It looked like he hooked a gate, and that's going to be the end of the day for Northern Michigan's Andrew Becker. A tough run for Becker. Sam Wallace from Hobart College now through the center section head wall into the flats. It'll shoot him back to the right-hand side as he makes his way into the lower third. Jack Balstead from the University, from the United States Military Academy. Jack Balstead now dropping in from the start check. He's wearing bib number 109. He'll be followed by the University of Idaho's Samuel Hahn. Meanwhile, here at the bottom, 8 gates to go for Sam Wallace from Hobart College. And across the stripe comes Sam Wallace. In at 2:05.55, good enough for 53rd position.
Of course, Sam Wallace, a sophomore out of Hobart, is a great ski racer, really fine athlete, but a much better ski tuner. He doesn't let anyone else get near those skis when it's race day, boss. He does all the work himself, and you could really tell there those edges looked wicked sharp.
You know, Alex, we were over at the Grand Summit Hotel here at beautiful Sunday River last night where the big team ski tuning room was set up. It's amazing what they do to make ski tuning, of course, as you know, a very messy business. So they put about 300 yards of blue tarp across a huge ballroom. They had tables set up and all of the racers in there until the wee hours of the morning, putting surface on the skis. And as important as the technical skills are for these ski racers, a slow ski can take the best ski racer in the whole bunch and turn him into a middle-of-the-pack finisher.
Absolutely, boss. It makes all the difference. As someone who skis on dull skis all the time, I can tell you that you will be slipping and sliding around on a race course unless those edges are really sharp.
Not only is the edge preparation important, as is the wax preparation, especially as we have seen incredibly warm temperatures here at Sunday River all week long. And it was amazing to watch them stripping off the wax that they had on, trying to get the temperatures right. Of course, for the giant slalom, temperatures on Wednesday as high as 60 degrees here. The snow temperature probably 5 to 6 degrees, maybe 10 degrees warmer than it was today. And everything had to go off. Of course, many times they hotbox these skis. They just put them in for weeks inside box, constantly adding new wax. And always a challenge to guess what the weather's going to be like, what the snow temperature's going to be like. But obviously, Rocky Mountain College's Ollie Freiberg, he got it right today. And he laid some good wax, some good skis, and most importantly, some great skiing down for a national championship here on the Monday Morning Trail. Back to live action, Jack Balstead from the United States Military Academy across in 2:08.16, good enough for 56th. Then it was University of Idaho's Samuel Hahn in 2:07.22, good enough for 55th. And now just crossing David Bowler from University of Massachusetts. He comes across in 2:15.28. Now it's the platoon from the United States Military Academy. West Point's Patrick Beauregard and his teammate Christopher Emerson, both on course. Now it's Beauregard from the Military Academy. And across the stripe, it is Army's Patrick Beauregard in a 2:09.84. That's good enough for 58. Teammate Christopher Emerson, wearing bib 113, way back in the back of the pack. He qualified 65th fastest. And he's 53rd fastest at the intermediate split. So Christopher Emerson from the United States Military Academy having a fine second run here in the men's final of the Alpine slalom competition. 8 gates to go for Emerson. Then it's going to be Stanford's Thomas Grosjean. But now at the finish line comes Christopher Emerson from West Point. And he crosses a stripe in 2:05.76. Good enough for 54th position. Bib number 17, Thomas Grosjean from Stanford University, makes his way into the lower third. He'll be followed by Danny Sutter from Northern Michigan University. Sutter now on course at the top of the hill. And another West Point cadet, Jason Lally. He awaits his second run from the top start shack. Meanwhile, here at the bottom, too much for Thomas Grosjean. Stanford University's Grosjean had a good run going. But here in the bottom 8 gates, a tough break for Grosjean. That'll be the end of the day for him, but I'm sure we'll see him again. Now out of the middle section into the lower third comes Danny Sutter from Northern Michigan University. He'll be followed by Jason Lally, who's now dropped in from the United States Military Academy. And next we'll see Graham Jansen from Northern Michigan University. He awaits run number 2. 5 fantastic days of athletic competition here at Sunday River. All culminates this afternoon with this Men's Alpine Slalom Championship.
That's right, boss. And as Act 2 draws to a close, you have to imagine that the mood in the Rocky Mountain camp right now is high. They took it away from their rival Sierra Nevada today, claiming both the individual and team gold. So really good spirits there, I'm sure, with the Rocky Mountain College skiers, and they are very excited for tonight's award ceremony, boss.
2 big functions still left here at Sunday River tonight. Of course, the snowboarder halfpipe competition still taking place. These kids throwing huge tricks inside this monster 18-foot high wall called the Sunday River halfpipe, the super pipe. Meanwhile, back to live ski racing action from the United States Military Academy. Jason Lally crossing the stripe in 2:14.70. So they'll finish up the skiers and the snowboarders in the half pipe today. We'll also finish up this second run of the men's slalom. And then at 3:30 this afternoon, right here at the Barker Base Lodge at the big USCSA Awards podium, we will hand out the hardware, and some hardware we've got to hand out as Ollie Freiberg, he's going to pick up the big gold as he wins the men's slalom race here on the Monday Morning Trail. Then tonight at 7 o'clock over at the Grand Summit Hotel, it is the final athletes banquet, where we'll hand out the big team awards for the entire week of competition, as each of the events have individual winners and team awards. We then take all of those awards and we combine them together, and we calculate a combined champion. And that is a great honor for the school that will receive that award. It takes place tonight. A big dinner and awards banquet. Live music from the band Axis Armada from from Rochester, New York. And that fires up at 7 o'clock tonight at the Grand Summit. Then, of course, Alex, for Boss, it's over to the Phoenix tonight, where I'll be joining some friends of mine, the Motor Booty Affair. They'll be performing at the Phoenix. If you've not had a chance to see the Motor Booty Affair, get your disco shoes on. Get ready to get down. Our timing guy, Matt, here is ready to go too. He's bought his Playboy shirt with him, and he's ready to get down with the motor booty affair tonight. Get your booty on. It's bootylicious. Now across the stripe, it's Ian Schumann from Syracuse University. It's a combined time of 2:03.29. Castleton College's Connor O'Brien on course. He'll be followed by Hobart's Clune Walsh. And now from the Naval Academy, midshipman Ryan Comer at the start shack awaiting his second run. Into the final four gates comes Connor O'Brien from Castleton College. Across the stripe in 2:01.94.
And boss, we're seeing a lot of racers who fell victim to that brutal flush in the first run. They are coming from the back of the pack and scoring very well. And of course, Ian Schumann and Connor O'Brien, no exception. They both posted very strong second runs after falling in the first run.
A lot of folks working hard in run number one as a result of a vicious three-gate flush there in the center part of this course on run one. It cost a lot of folks a lot of time, but it's nice to see them come back here and lay down clean second runs for respectable finish times and positions. Again, just finishing a national championship here at the USCSA is a great honor. Many of these kids just wanting to make it down and post on the final results sheet. And Clune Walsh from Hobart College will do exactly that with a combined time of 2:14.70. Now into the final 12 gates, it is Ryan Comer from the Naval Academy. And on course, Casey Hayward from the University of Idaho. Now across the stripe, the Naval Academy midshipman Ryan Comer with a combined time of 2:19.97. Casey Hayward from University of Idaho. Now making his way into the middle portion of the course. He'll be followed by University of Maine Farmington Sebastian Dumont. Your top five today in the men's slalom final. From St. Olaf, Håkon Schoenhader. In fourth, Michael Bisnair from British Columbia. Aldo Balabio from University of Nevada, Reno in third. Luca Rico from Sierra Nevada in second. And your winner from Rocky Mountain College, Ali Freiberg. Casey Hayward from the University of Idaho now into the final 10 gates. He'll be followed by Sebastian Dumont from the University of Maine Farmington, now on course. And next out of the block should be Adam Drobish, and here comes Drobish from Penn State. Meanwhile, at the bottom, at the crossing the finish line, it's Casey Hayward from the University of Idaho in a combined time of 2:44.08. And Maine Farmington Sebastian Dumont. Now into the final gates comes Dumont. And high above on the Monday morning trail is Adam Drobish from Penn State, the Nittany Lion, now into the center section. Paul Kotke from RPI is next to come. And across the stripe comes Sebastian Dumont from the University of Maine at Farmington with a combined time of 2:20.10. A good run for Dumont. That'll put him in 68th position. Penn State University's Adam Drobish now. Drobish struggling there in the center section. It looks like he had to hike and make a gate. He did. Now he's back on course. Meanwhile, out of the start shack, RPI's Paul Kotke.
Good. Drobish just blew out right there, right where that pitch transitions into a flat section. It was rough, and that's equally hard because you cannot get speed on that flat section without doing some serious legwork, and he's really carving there, trying to capture all the energy as those skis bend into the snow to push himself towards the finish, boss.
And in fact, he does, as Drobish from Penn State University, the Nittany Lion, crossing the stripe in 2:34.51. Now it's Paul Kotke from RPI. Kotke with 3 gates to go. Through the flush comes Kotke. Kotke has a good run going here. as he crosses the stripe, 29th fastest on the second run with a 56.20. That gives us combined time at 2:04.58. That's good enough for 55th position for Paul Kottke. So a good second run from RPI's Kottke. Gavin Okanewski now from Syracuse University into the lower third, and out of the start shack comes Matthew Tappert from Stanford. Oh, and he got late. Okanewski got late, and he's not going to come back. A tough break for Gavin Okanewski. That'll be the end of the day for him, but I bet we'll see Racer wearing number 98 on the bib someday again here at the USCSA National Championships.
That's right, boss. Gavin Okanewski, a junior. A junior out of
Germantown, New York, it looks like.
Yeah, that's right. I guess so. A junior with incredibly poor handwriting. He's majoring in handwriting and will hope to defend his handwriting thesis in the coming years. Also enjoys hiking and diving, I believe it says. So.
No, that says driving.
Actually. Driving. Well, don't we all enjoy driving? Of course. The manual dexterity not required for driving. But hats off to Gavin Okanewski, and we'll see him next year in Idaho at the USCSA 2013 National Championships.
We can only hope so. As Matthew Tappert from Stanford crossing the stripe at 2:29.58. Harry Gonti now from Stanford, his teammate on the run wearing bib 56. He's followed by Hobart College's Henry Ferrand and Jackson Callaghan, also from the United States Military Academy. He awaits run number 2 from the start shack. A special treat for Boss Hog here this afternoon as Boss Hog Jr. comes rolling into Sunday River, Maine from Boston last night. He is working up the hill as one of the gatekeepers here, a ski racer himself from Carabasset Valley Academy. Hanging out with Dad for the weekend at a great ski racing competition. We're glad he's with me. Mom's a little jealous as she sits at the house and listens to the broadcast. As Henry Ferrand from Hobart College crossing the stripe in 2:16.30. Jackson Callaghan from the Military Academy wearing bib 112 now into the center section. He'll be followed by Columbia University's Peter Kroschik. But the big day belongs to Ollie Freiberg from Rocky Mountain College. He laid down the smoke in the first run at 48.58. Next fastest time was Luca Rico. No, check that. Was Aldo Balabio in the first run with a 49.20. And then Freiberg comes back in the second run with the speed, 51.39. Next fastest time was 52.35, so almost a second separating Freiberg from the next fastest runner in the second run. You put those two times together, and Freiberg with a 139.97. The next fastest 141.65. So almost a 2-second advantage for Freiberg over Luca Rico. And that just goes to show you, especially here in a technical race like the slalom, that Ollie Freiberg was dialed in today. Jackson Callaghan from the Military Academy across the stripe in 2:28.44, and now Columbia University's Peter Kroschik. With 3 gates to go for Kroschik. Into the flush, Kroschik, and across the stripe from Columbia in a time of 2:33.58. Now from the University of Massachusetts, Joshua Anderson wearing bib 79 at the top of the hill. Makes his way down the top third for his second run. He'll be followed by Syracuse's Jake Seidel. Nope, that's it. In fact, this is our final runner. Joshua Anderson from the University of Massachusetts. He is going to be our final runner here for the 2012 USCSA Men's National Slalom Championship. And what a competition it has been here today on the Monday Morning Trail at Sunday River. Let's get Joshua Anderson down the hill from the University of Massachusetts. Let's hear it for Joshua Anderson, our final racer in run number 2, as he makes his way through the final 4 gates into the flush. Here comes Anderson, Joshua Anderson from UMass. He will finish today's second run. And across the stripe in 2:23.70 is Joshua Anderson. And that's going to do it here for the second run of the men's Alpine Slalom National Championship. Ali Freiberg, the big winner from Rocky Mountain College. And that brings the Alpine competition for both the ladies and the men to a close. 4 big days of national championship racing here at Sunday River finally comes to an end. And I'll tell you what, Alex, I think I could do it another 4 days.
Absolutely, boss. The excitement was awesome. Just a fantastic event to be a part of. Some great ski racing and just a lot of fun, boss.
Let's quickly go over your top 15 finishing positions here. We'll get those up to you momentarily.
Well, in the meantime, I can go over some team results. In 10th place, University of Minnesota Duluth. 9th place is Syracuse. 8th place, Castleton College. 7th, Babson. In 6th was Hobart. 5th place to Clarkson. And in 4th, University of British Columbia. And of course, taking home the bronze will be St. Olaf. The silver going to Sierra Nevada. And in first place and dominating the day with racers finishing in the first 6 and 7 spots is Rocky Mountain College. And they will be taking home the gold, boss.
Now our top 15 finishers here in the men's slalom competition. From the University of Nevada, Reno, in 15th, it's Zach Fretz. In 14th, Pal Protz from St. Olaf. In 13th, Nate Hansen, also from St. Olaf. In 12th, it's Brian Kazar from the University of Colorado. Northeastern University's Robert Visconti in the 11th position. Now rounding out your top 10 from Rocky Mountain College in 10th, Bjorn Twas. In 9th, it's Max Lund from St. Olaf. Marcus Plyer from Sierra Nevada College in 8th. Harold Carlson from Rocky Mountain in 7th. 6th belongs to Anton Larson, also from Rocky Mountain. Rounding out your top 5 from St. Olaf in 5th, Hakan Schonader. Michael Bisnair from the University of British Columbia in 4th. And the podium in 3rd from Nevada, Reno, Aldo Balabio. Your runner-up from Sierra Nevada College, finishing in 2nd place, it's Luca Rico. And from Rocky Mountain College, your 2012 USCSA Men's National Champion in the slalom. Congratulations to Ali Freiberg. Alex, it has been a true pleasure working with you all week here at the USCSA Radio Network. Welcome to our national championships. You did a heck of a job in the seat next to boss, and I certainly appreciate all of it. I hope you had fun here with me as much as I had with you.
I absolutely did, boss. It's been a wild ride. So much fun in my first nationals. A great opportunity for me, and I've loved every minute of it.
Now, you're going to be graduating from Tufts University momentarily. Of course, your parents are going to sure hope you get a job. And all I can tell them is I hope you don't. Move home, live in the basement, and tell them you got to come to Idaho next year for a week and a half.
I'm sure they love that, boss. I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm sure they'd absolutely love it.
Alex Beatty providing the color commentary all week long here on the USCSA Radio Network. We thank him for all of his contributions here this week at Sunday River. I'd also like to thank all of the folks at Sunday River who make ski racing so special as we love to roll the national championships here into the western mountains of Maine. Of course, they dialed in the weather for us as well, and it has been nothing but absolutely fantastic here for the last 5 days of exciting national championship competition. I'd like to thank all of the volunteers who make these races happen. And most importantly, we'd like to thank our sponsors, because without their support, it is tough to throw one of these things. Of course, the 2012 USCSA National Championships are brought to you in part by Patagonia. Their mission, to build the best product, cause no unnecessary harm. and to use business to inspire and implement solutions to the environmental crisis. Learn more at Patagonia.com. Patagonia, proud supporters of the USCSA. And by Reliable Racing. Whether it's Alpine and Nordic ski racing apparel and equipment, hill and event supplies, sports timing equipment, or hard-to-find race gear, Reliable Racing is your one-stop shop. Check them out on the web at ReliableRacing.com. Today's USCSA radio broadcast brought to you by Yeti Apparel. When you're facing truly abominable weather, the Yeti has you covered. Visit them at YetiApparel.com. Yeti Apparel, proud supporters of the USCSA and the official sponsor of Boss Hogg's Hair. And by Hurricane Racing. When it's custom team, Alpine, Nordic, or cycling race apparel you seek, Hurricane Racing delivers. Demand the very best in custom printed ski suits, jackets, pants, and race apparel. Demand Hurricane Racing at hurricaneracing.com. The official sponsors of the 2012 USCSA National Championships. That's going to do it for our live broadcast coverage this week from Sunday River. We hope you'll join us next year for the 2013 USCSA National Championships, as we will bring them to you from beautiful Sun Valley, Idaho. In the meantime, have a great week, have a great year, and we'll see you next time here on the USCSA Radio Network. On behalf of everyone here at Sunday River, Maine, this is Boss Hogg saying so long, everybody.